8. We are doing a Tier 3 game, Duck Duck Dive versus Nova. You have Jibba and Xander for your commentators tonight.
Hello.
We've gotten the readies from both teams, so we're getting right into it.
It's 2 straight Nova games for me. Yippee. This is going to be fun. Last game, I believe, for Nova was a map 5 against KO. And yeah, probably looking to win after that heartbreaking loss to KO in map 5. But we will see what they can do. Duck Duck Dive. They have superstars on their team as well. They have Gamer's Blood, who puts in work on a lot of heroes that he plays. Really, most heroes he plays, he just puts in all the work. Let's see what happens.
Ready for battle.
Pause wasn't working initially. Sorry for everybody for that one. We just switched it up real quick. Now it's all set.
We do see a Junkrat coming out from Gamer's Blood, but Moonlight Omega may be teasing us with this Genji. Genji did get a buff, and he is pretty strong right now, so let's see if they actually run it. AJ on the Soldier, you do see Lily on the Symmetra, which is really good if you take control of point. We do have Lucio Brig with the Wrecking Ball. Duck Duck Dive going for the boobs. It's always a fun thing to do. But Nova going with a more serious comp. They do have a Lucio, but they do have the Rhine Diva.
This quick left teleport is one of my favorite things to see run.
You see a left teleport coming in. You do see the turret set up almost immediately from Lily Night Raven. You do see the Junkrat bombs coming in from the middle. You do see Moonlight Omega though in the back, just raining in shurikens, trying to distract the team. Close to getting a pick, and Lily goes down, falls low. J-Rod getting 2. AJ gets Mystic, but Gamer's Blood follows up with 2 picks. Killerbot pinning J-Rod. It's a 3v3 right now. Slam comes in from Zuckerbees, just trying to leak in damage. Gamer's Blood does go down to Sidomia though. Bye-bye, Sai! Sai gets knocked off! Zucker still on this point. A lone Wrecking Ball fighting a Diva and a Genji, but someone does come back to touch for them. It is going to be Mystic Angel, KDB. The support's coming back, but Moonlight Omega pops the blade, slashing through, gets 1. Duck Duck Dive is still alive here. Tire comes through, gets safety foam. Killerbot gets very tricky on that Diva. You do see swinging in. Bye-bye. J-Rod gets booped off by Mystic Angel. And a great recovery from Duck Duck Dive. Zuckerbees stalling long enough on that Wrecking Ball.
One of the longest first fights constantly back and forth to take point there that I think I've seen in quite a while. Ults used from both sides. Or, well, I'm sorry, from the side of Duck Duck Dive.
You just a huge shatter from Killerbot, knocking down 3. No follow-ups, you know. Shatter from J-Rod gets 2 as well. Sim almost gets taken down. Huge stun by KDB, saves the life of Lily. They do pop both support ults, just making sure their tanks can stay alive in this mid-fight. J-Rod does go down on the overextend. Both tanks down. Moonlight goes down, and late sim wall, but let's see if it works.
Allows for a little breathe room, a little ability to kind of gain their bearings here, and backs Nova off. Nova doing a really good job. Nice to see Chicky on something other than that Orisa, though. I know she's been flexing around a little bit.
Yeah, always fun to see a little bit of Rhine Diva, in my opinion. Rhine Diva is one of the more fun comps to watch, just because of the back and forth. You do see Zuckerbees does have the minefield, and Gamer's Blood has another tire. Diva Bomb comes in from Chicky, dropping, gets 3! It's a massive bomb! No one's living that one. Gamer's Blood uses tire, doesn't really get much out of it. AJ takes the tire out and Gamer's Blood. It's a clean sweep from Nova, but Zuckerbees is still alive on that Wrecking Ball.
That tire was able to bait out the beat though, which was really nice. They won't have beat for next fight.
Ooh, you just see a Genji coming in from Gamer's Blood, taking a page out of Moonlight Omega's, but Gamer's Blood has been known to be a pretty good Genji, so let's see if it works out. Gamers pressuring Omega off the high ground, teleport into the high ground, pressuring Chicky off of it on that Diva. Chicky doesn't know till late. Chicky falling really low. Hopefully they get the heals before it gets demeched, and Chicky does get demeched. You do see Colossus coming in from Sidomia, just trying to keep their team alive. Omega gets rid of Zuckerbees on the Wrecking Ball, but a huge shatter from Killerbot, but Omega getting the picks. Shatter from J-Rod, gets two with the Fire Strike. Mystic Angel popping the beat. Probably wasn't needed there though. Probably a wasted beat there. Gamer's Blood on the Genji, just trying to escape, jumps off the map. He will have a blade though, and Safety Foam, I mean, if Gamer's Blood charges it up and uses it fast enough, Safety Foam will not have a Lucio beat to counter it.
Yeah, we really need to see gamers be very aggressive here with this Genji blade, and very specifically target the correct characters, and it can make a lot of room and utilization.
That is a for sure. You do see AJ has the visor. Mystic Angel has no beat for it. Visor is popped in the back line. Just trying to get those supports. Safety Folk gets KDB in the Coalescence. Gamer's Blood dies before he can use the blade. And Safety Foam now has the Lucio beat to counter the Dragon Blade. That is huge for Nova.
If they can use these mines that are coming online for Zuckerby and the Dragon Blade properly here on point, I think they will be able to kind of disrupt Nova a little bit. But we see a lot of ults coming online for Nova. Just two more about to come online.
Hammer down. Does come through. Dragon Blade gets nothing. J-Rod already down two in the fight. Is duck duck dive. You see Angel on that Lucio just trying to be a cockroach on the point, but they do fall too chicky. Bob is on point, making sure no one can live. Gets Zuckerby's Gamer's Blood gets killed by the boob. Lily Night Raven does get taken out, and that's going to be map 1 to Nova. Duck Duck Dive opened up pretty strong, but they couldn't really find their footing later in the round. Oasis is very hard to push into though once a team has got a pretty sturdy setup, so they still do have a chance of taking the map, of course, as it is Ruins, and we might see a Widowmaker come from Gamer's Blood.
Should have switched off ball. I don't disagree with you, Hungro. I think maybe a double shield there might have been a little more helpful, because then that Bob gets thrown in point. You can obviously just throw a Sigma shield up on that Bob, give yourself a little bit of breathing room while your Ryan can still hard shield and swing away a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. But you do have Echo coming in from Gamer's Blood and Ash coming in from Lily, and AJ immediately gets rid of Gamers on that Widow. AJ is very strong Widow. You gotta watch out for that, man. Dynamite comes in, burning a couple members of Nova. Gamer's Blood does get rezzed, but has to stay out of the silence of AJ. You just see him actually going straight into AJ, and AJ pops him again. You just seen Lily though getting taken down by the pin of J-Rod in the front line of Duck Duck Dive, holding strong but not able to win in a uneven fight here. Zuckerby goes down. Shatter from J-Rod, just making sure Killerbot doesn't escape. But Killerbot is going to have Shatter going into this fight, and J-Rod's going to be down to Shatter, so I mean...
Yeah. Might have been a little bit of an over ult there, but I like the assertion of dominance at least.
Yeah. Hey, if you're not the biggest Chad, who are you? You do see Mystic Angel go down to Moonlight Omega. AJ taking the aggressive angle on the... Actually, that is Gamer's Blood shots up here. My bad. But you just see AJ posted up way back in the back lines, just trying to leak in shots from far away. Gamers taking the high ground, trading shots. Chicky though, forcing Gamer's Blood off the high ground, making sure he can't really duel that Widow. Chicky though, Gamer's Blood now turns his attention to where Moonlight Omega is and the healers. You see J-Rod though, trying to keep the front lines intact. Chicky gets shattered by Killerbot. Nothing doing. J-Rod pins Killerbot yet again. J-Rod on these pins has been phenomenal. Angel in the Valk, just trying to look for Rez is going to be able to get it. Lily gets rid of Moonlight Omega in the Ash duel. Sights popped by AJ. Gamer's Blood just trying to leak in shots, stay out of the sights. Lily Night Raven does get pinned. Bomb coming in. Oh, it gets Gamer's Blood. Mystic Angel goes down to the Sidomia. It's Sidomia on the Moira tearing a hole in teams by holding down that L2. Killerbot escapes with his life. Gamer's Blood switches to the Doomfist now, and AJ pops Zuckerbees out of spawn, and they have to use a res. Oh, that is rough.
Really nice accuracy from AJ, especially because he's not having a pocket mercy too.
Yeah, it is very good from AJ. He's a very strong hit scan. Chicky going in on that diva, just trying to make sure they can't touch. You do see a grab come in from Zuckerbees in the back just so they can get a solid touch without any contesting. Bob coming in from Lily Night Raven, just trying to annoy them on point. Chicky though taking damage to step safety film, making sure her Lucio doesn't die mid-fight. Lily gets Omega and J-Rod goes down. Very winnable for Duck Duck Dive if they keep these picks rolling as AJ goes down as well. Lily Night Raven on this Ashe is popping off, getting 2 valuable picks here. Zuckerbees gets safety foam, and it's Zuckerbees and Night Raven just putting in the damage here. Gamer's Blood, a little unfortunate for him, but Zuckerbees gets another. And that's going to be Duck Duck Dive winning that fight.
With an ult advantage online for this next push, too.
Shatter comes in from Killerbot, gets rid of J-Rod early. AJ picks Night Raven, though. Night Raven does get rezzed by Mystic. KDB popping that Coalescence in the front line, just making sure Millie and Omega can't do much. AJ and the Ashe battling on this left side, not going to be able to do much there. And now you see a different approach here from J-Rod, who has the Shatter. Probably looking for it here on Killerbot. Killerbot maybe trying to bait it out here. You just see the bomb coming in, though. You could see a bomb Shatter combo coming in here. You see the bomb coming through. Shatter, bang! Another triple kill. Angel is able to res Lily Night Raven, who is halfway to the bomb. Maybe they can get it before time extends. Gamer's Blood does get rid of Sidomia, but Night Raven gets smushed. Gamer's Blood, Seismic Slam gets booped away. Not able to get any value out of it. Does get out, hopefully trying to just let his team come back before he dies. And no, Nova takes map 1 off of a huge Shatter Bomb combo. Yep, here we are. Chicky gets 2 3K bombs in that map. Here's one of them. You see nowhere to hide. Nova, phenomenal map for them.
You can tell that they have been putting in a lot of work. Their coordination was really on key. On top of, they're not depending on somebody to get them like specific picks or anything. They're really focusing in together there. But almost the same from Duck Duck Dive. They know when to engage in these fights, pull out from these fights, and kind of to regroup a little bit here and there. So I think it's just a matter of seeing just a little more focus fire. And that's it.
Yeah, I think for Duck Duck Dive, there were a lot of moments where Killerbot would shatter down 3 or 2 people and no follow-up would come through. It's a very sad thing to see because Duck Duck Dive maybe could have won that map if they had a little bit more focus fire on those shatters that Killerbot had. At least with one Lighthouse and maybe gone to a map 3 of Ilios, but very unfortunate. But Numbani is coming up next. They do put in Daddy Needs You, who I don't believe can play the Junkrat because he's too high. So that's that. But you do see Gamer's Blood, who is also a Junkrat player, so probably gonna see a Junkrat here on Numbani. It's a very tight choke to come through if you're going top left. Junkrat kind of dominates first point defense here.
Nope, he can play the Junkrat. He's not too high.
Oh, I thought he was Diamond the other season.
Nope.
Oh, it was season 19, so he can now play Junkrat. Alright. So you might see a Junkrat from Daddy Needs You, actually. Which will be interesting. You see Dark Rhino come in for Chicky on side Nova. You just see a pretty strong tank line from Nova, I think. Chicky did very good on the Diva. J-Rod on the Reinhardt was showing dominance with the pins. It was crazy. You just see same tank line for Duck Duck Dive. I think that's smart. Killer Bees and Zucker Bees were doing pretty good. Or Killer Bot. Why did I say Killer Bees?
Probably mixing it up a little bit with Zuckerby.
Yeah.
Always easy to do.
Hey, there are murder hornets out, so I mean, what you gonna do? Chicky actually coming in for Sidomia on support. Alexamori is coming in as well.
So we're just waiting for the teams to give us some readies. Yeah, it's nice to be able to see Chicky kind of flexing around on a couple of different roles here. We, like I said last map, we do know Chicky very much for being a dominant Orisa. So playing other characters, playing other roles, really nice to see. Personally, would love to see Killerbot, one of my old teammates, back on that Lucio that I know he plays very well.
Yeah. I mean, it would be great to see Killerbot on Lucio. But I mean, the way he played on Reinhardt, it's kind of hard not to keep him in.
That's why he's in tank jail.
Yeah. I mean, he did very good. Poor follow-up, but I mean, game recognizes game.
But even his fire strikes were really well followed up. He knows, you know, to save Hammer down when he has a fire strike online.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was just like all those people in the shatter, he would get them down, he would use the fire strike, they'd be like very low health and then not be able to get that final little tap to kill them. It's just very sad because I mean, there are a lot of fight wins that could have been decided by those shatters that just weren't capitalized on.
What would you like to see on Numbani? Would you like to see a sim strat? Spelling out Chipsa on the side of Duck Duck Dive.
Yet again.
Gotta give it a call out.
You love to see it. You love to see it. I think that a sim would be good. Honestly, on defense, I want to see a Junkrat and an Ashe. I do also want to see Double Shield, because Double Shield is so much fun. Then Ana would be crazy to watch, honestly. Anas are pretty fun to see, because, I mean, sleep darts are insane to see, anti-nades are insane. It's a hero I like to see. For attack, a Tracer. Tracer's always fun to watch. Doomfist. Dive, I'd love to see Dive on attack. Dive is something I want to see.
A dive on this map is actually really good, especially if you can coordinate it properly. Alright, we have readies from both teams. So we go.
Yeah, especially you saw Killer, you saw Zuckerbee's on the Wrecking Ball. I mean, if we see Killer Pod on Winston, I mean, it's like a tank Lucio. Kind of. High mobility. That's really what I'm going off of here. But I mean, if you see Killerbot on Winston, you do see Zuckerbee's maybe going to that ball, and you see a dive, you see Gamer's Blood going to the Doomfist.
The Doom, the Genji, the Echo, any of
Tracer.
them would work, honestly. We've seen
Bafara.
Gamer's Blood pull all of those out. And your other DPS could be slightly dive, slightly not dive, but if they're self-sustainable, then...
I almost completely called it. Double Shield, Junkrat, Ashe. No Ana, though. So close.
And on the other team, we have a Reinzar with a double in the sky, Pharah and Echo, and a Mercy Lucio.
That's something that would be hard to deal with as an Ashe.
Especially
I mean, you
without
can,
a pocket.
Especially without a pocket. I mean, you do have the Baptiste to maybe give you an immortality field to help you with that, and shoot at them. It's gonna be hard for Chicky. Definitely to heal both people in the sky from an Ashe, especially an Ashe like Gamer's Blood, who has the accuracy to back up his play.
And especially if Daddy is peppering in a lot of damage into the Rein's Zarya, because you know, Alexa will have to pour a lot of heals into them.
You just see Gamersplit drop to the low ground. A little bit of an interesting decision as he does get bum rushed, and that's the hit scan down. Far just trying to put pressure on that Baptiste. The only person that can really get rid of him now. Omega on that high ground, just leaking in shots with the Echo. J-Rod does go down to Killerbot though on the Orisa, but the Echo just does too much damage, beaming down Mystic, and that's a double kill for the Echo as J-Rod's gonna get rezzed.
Haley, they had a really nice immort there, especially because the Rhine rushed in. Just unfortunate that the rest of the team was not able to really follow up on that overextension from J-Rod.
So soon. Daddy does switch to the Soldier instead of the Junkrat. Sad to see. I love Junkrat. But, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Double hit scan's a little necessary at the moment.
For sure, you do see Zuckerby's just trying to force Moonlight off that bust, but Moonlight just goes even higher. You do see the duplicate coming up. You do see a grab and a shatter. Gamersplit gets a quick pick on the Lucio though, but he does copy the Soldier on the high ground. Moonlight Omega instantly gets out of that copy though, but J-Rod with a huge shatter in the front line. Killerbot goes down. Fire Strike coming in. Zuckerby's demeched. You see Daddy Needs You on the Soldier cleaning up though. Dark Randall gets another, uses the grab. But Daddy Needs You on the Soldier still pumping in all the damage. J-Rod gets rid of Mystic Angel. That pocket for that Soldier is now gone. Pretty close fight here. But Nova's reinforcements are coming back faster. But no one is pushing card. But your Pharah will. Nope. There you go. There's the card. You do see a Killerbot on that Reinhardt just trying to swing away at J-Rod. Maybe trying to bait the shatter here by lowering his shield for a bit. But AJ, you gotta watch out for him in the backline on the far. He gets both the hit scans with the barrage. They do res Haley. Haley, a very instrumental healer in this comp. Moira is a very strong healer. You do see Killerbot and Zuckerby's getting rushed by the Zarya. Shatter comes through, knocks down Daddy. Daddy goes down. Gamersplit gets J-Rod. And now it's just a matter of who's gonna win this next fight. I mean, you gotta get a big pick if you're Gamersplit here. Gotta get rid of that far of the Ash. Moonlight Omega hiding in the bushes. Pops out, has the duplicate. Who is it? Duplicates the Soldier. Gets rid of the Soldier on the high ground with the sights. Again, still looking in the shots. Puts down the self-heal to keep him up. He does have the tactical visor on the duplicate. Uses it. Gets Haley. Still going around. Omega does get the duplicate removed. But a big shatter from Killerbot and a big bomb. And a huge shatter bomb combo. This time from Duck Duck Dive. Saves their defense on Numbani.
On top of the bomb, Zuckerby was able to push Chicky off of a res there, which really helped the rest of the team just negate one extra person getting in there. Allowed Killer to get that shatter in, and then, you know, even though they were trying to get back in mech a little bit there, really good use of that bomb.
For sure, you do see the switch off of the Pharah Echo to the Genji Ash, and you just see Daddy Needs You go back to the Junkrat. AJ, quick pick onto Killerbot. That's already 2 down for Duck Duck Dive. Moonlight Omega coming in, dashing through. Dark Randall on the Zarya coming in, cleaning house. Haley goes down. Gamersplit does get rid of Omega on the Ash though, but not able to get much more. A res comes in on Moonlight Omega. It's a 6-man team here for Nova on point. Zuckerby's just go down the Baby Diva, and it looks like they will push all the way. Anyway,
I do want to compliment Duck Duck Dive though, because Nova came into that fight with almost just a little over 5 minutes, and they were able to eat almost like 2.5 minutes off of that.
Yeah,
or like 2 minutes, something like that. But really good stall, especially on that last point that we saw from them. So them really coming together. I liked the switches on the characters that they were making.
Yeah, they did switch off the double shield, which I was sad about, because I think if they stuck with the double shield a little bit longer, it might have worked. Because, I mean, you can't just switch off after one fight unless it's necessary, like, for a hit scan. But double shield, I think it could have worked there. I mean, the Zucker, or J-Rod and Dark Rondo, I believe, were running the Ryan Zarya at the beginning. And Lucio, Mercy, there's only the Lucio ult to stop your Sigma ult. There's not any stuns from the Pharah Echo to stop you out of your Sigma ult. And Supercharger gets a lot of work in because it damage boosts both your hit scans to get rid of the Ashe and the Echo, or the Pharah and the Echo. So I think that if they stuck with the double shield, it might have been a better defense. But I mean, it might have been just them knowing their strengths and knowing their weaknesses. So we'll see.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
You just see a Sombra coming in from Daddy Needs You, maybe trying to shut down that Reinhardt, who's been putting a hole in them. J-Rod doing quite good. Oh, they do come in from the bottom left side flank, or bottom right, no matter where you're looking.
Really clean rotation from them.
Yeah, no casualties, not many people losing health, no decloak. Lloyd Omega on the Hanzo just trying to put in shots. AJ already halfway to the bomb and gets rid of Haley. They caught Haley out of position and they just couldn't capitalize, or they couldn't continue the fight. Danny gets picked up by Dark Rhino on the Zarya. Lloyd Omega falling real low on that Hanzo, but does get the healing. And now you just see Gamer's Blood on this Junkrat, or not Junkrat, Genji. I'm all over the place. Just putting in shots from above, trying to get that Dragon Blade. Is able to get back with his team before he falls low. Hack onto J-Rod. This could be where they initiate. Mystic Angel, though, goes down before they can capitalize on a hack, or they can even drop. Danizu gets taken down by J-Rod. Dragon Blade comes in, gets one, but the Dragons comes through and gets two. Zuckerby's the lone man on point. Not able to get much other than the pick on J-Rod, and that's going to be a fight win for Nova.
Well, I really liked that rotation on the side of Duck Duck Dive. It wasn't super helpful in regards to the tanks that they're running. If maybe they were running like the Hog or Rissa, their tanks are very brawly, kind of need to be up close. So being up on that high ground, I like that they took it, but it can be tough to try and get any utilization from your tanks.
For sure. Bob comes in, but the EMP shuts it down. Gamer's Blood already trying to get that Dragon Blade again. You do see a Shatter and a grab coming in from the tanks of Duck Duck Dive, but Killerbot goes down by Moonlight Omega. Dark Rhino gets that into only one pick comes through from the EMP, and you do see the backup from Duck Duck Dive, and Haley just barely slips out of there with their life.
Nice to see Duck Duck Dive didn't over ult there though. We only saw the two ults kind of come out there, and the supports knew to kind of hold on, wait until this next fight. And
we actually only
really
saw the EMP.
Good. Yeah, it's honestly really good because, you know, on the side of Nova they only have the two ults coming online.
Shatter comes through, knocks many. Grab comes in to just help capitalization. Danny 2 gets a pick on a J-Rod. Haley with their Coalescence just trying to keep their team alive. Double kill with the Coalescence. Gamer's Blood on that Genji trying to picks off the high ground sniper. Chicky goes down after rising J-Rod, but a one Reinhardt can't save a whole point, especially when there's a Genji and a Junkrat.
Double tank ults from both teams. Kind of impressive because they both occurred literally right at the same time. Saw the hammer down, saw the grabs.
I got Dr. Dive just got more value. And payload duty for the Lucio. You gotta love it.
Gotta do your job.
Daddy Needs You gets an arrow to the nose. Good night, Junkrat. Gamer's Blood does have the Dragon Blade though. Can they make a huge play here? Moonlight Omega on the flank with the Hanzo. Gamer's Blood quickly shutting it down, getting rid of Moonlight Omega. Where he can get any value off the flank. AJ does pick off Haley as a big healer down. It's only a Lucio solo healing a whole team. That's gonna be hard. Gamer's Blood dashing in, popping the blade. Almost gets the Mercy, but the Coalescence does way too much. to the Genji. Pin in from J-Rod. Gets pinned. Bubble comes through. A lot of charge coming in, but the Bob gets rid of Killer Bot, and now they're gonna retreat. No Reinhardt, no fight win, most likely. Zuckerbees though, very high charge on that Zarya, and you do see a Junkrat ult coming in from Daddy Needs You. Is he gonna pop the tire, just hope to get a quick pick so they can engage, or is he gonna use it mid-fight? Killer Bot switches to the Winston. Interesting pick here.
That dive will really help against the Hanzo, though.
You just see a Coalescence coming in. Tire used from Daddy Needs You. Needs something big. Killer Bot gets rid of Omega. Tire still coming. Chicky pulls out the pistol and whips the Tire away. Killer Bot does get taken out by AJ though, but Gamer's blood on the Echo, getting his revenge. And point B will be taken by Duck Duck Dive. A lot of these fights you've seen Duck Duck Dive win have been Killer Bot going down after Duck Duck Dive has gotten 3 picks. I mean, they're winning fights, but they have to kind of move very slow because they don't have a main tank going into the fights after capping point. Like right here, grab comes through, you have no shield. Beat drop does come in though.
I think this switch to the Winston was the right call, though, because Killerbot is able to get after Moonlight there and after AJ in the backgrounds a little bit, along with Gamer. So this half sort of dive that's occurring, I think, is a little bit better to disrupt Nova.
I do think the half dive works. It's just a matter of keeping Killerbot alive during these fights is something they need to do better at, I guess, because there are a lot of these fights where he'll get a pick. Or he'll get picked first. It's just like keeping your main take up, as he is kind of on his lonesome against the Hanzo. He does fall to 1 health, but his healers are there. Get his health back up. No, Daddy Needs You gets taken down. Killerbot's still waiting on heals, actually. A little bit weird, as you do see him just on this high ground with his Mara and his Lucio finally getting the heals he needs. But let's see what happens here. You do see Daddy Needs You coming back from spawn. Bob is used, gets rid of Mystic Angel almost immediately, pin into the room, gets rid of Haley, and now Nova clean sweep on through.
Yeah.
Team kill.
There's definitely a little bit of a panic bob there from AJ, but it worked out incredibly well for them.
That's for sure. You just see Killerbot switching back to the Reinhardt. Winston may not have, Winston was a good pick, just I guess it didn't fit him. J-Rod picks off Haley immediately. That is rough.
I think Winston was a great pick for second point because of the more open area there. But to get through these corridors, you do need a hard shield.
Tire from Daddy Needs You gets rid of J-Rod. Can Chicky get the res without them noticing? No, gets booped away. Killerbot goes down though. Grab Dragons gets 2. Dark Randall falling low. Is able to stay alive, but no, the beam from Gamer's Blood gets rid of him. Gamer's Blood on this Echo just being a lone man on cart, 1-man army. But that 1-man army isn't gonna do so good against 4 people, so he does back up. Dynamite comes in, gets both DPS and the supports, but Bob coming in, leaking in shots on the Killerbot shields, is getting frozen though. Beat drop comes in from Mystic Angel, just keeping the team alive. The Bob is killed. J-Rod gets pinned. Killerbot goes down though. Copy from into Zarya from Gamer's Blood. Gamer's Blood is a Zarya main, so let's see what he does with it. Grav onto Dark Randall, gets rid of him. Daddy Needs You on the May. J-Rod gets rest in the backline. Gets rid of Mystic Angel immediately. Swinging on point. Gets rid of Gamers is Moonlight Omega, and Nova will not go 2-0 yet. The tanks come in. Shatter comes down. Both tanks are down, and Nova will take map 2. It'll be 2-0 to start the match for Nova, looking very strong. Duck Duck Dive, not as strong, still strong, but it's not super as good as Nova, I'd say. It's like an accidental kill onto Gamer's World there. Going into Anubis, you do think to see Junkrat again from Duck Duck Dive, based off, you know, just the map in general, but, I don't know what exactly Duck Duck Dive can change here to make their attacks better. Their defenses have been lackluster as well. I think overall they need to change something up, but don't quite know yet. You haven't seen Villain come in yet, or Adamantum, or Ardemo. So, I mean, maybe you're keeping 3 people on the bench to maybe pull out a reverse sweep. You don't know yet. I mean, Killerbot's been doing very good on the Rhine. He has been caught overextending a couple times by Nova, which they've been doing a good job at capitalizing on. But, overall, I don't know what that can change here. It's very confusing predicament they're in right now.
Sorry, just trying to get this all situated.
No problem. Another thing is you saw Mr. Angel on that Lucio getting picked off a lot first in those fights. It's very bad because you can't lose your Lucio at the beginning of fights because that's a lot of Lucio ult charge that you're losing, and there's a lot of Lucio ults you're not having for those fights. So I mean, I think it's just a matter of keeping your healers alive to keep your tanks alive. I mean, it falls on both sides at that point. It falls on your tanks for not protecting the healers, and it falls on your healers for not protecting the tanks. It's a scale. On the side of Nova, you do see AJ and Moonlight Omega on this DPS lineup putting in a lot of work. J-Rod and Dark Randall on this tank line have been pretty dominant as well. J-Rod on that Reinhardt has been nothing short of amazing, as you do see Chip coming in.
Sorry.
Tactic Dive's chipset is broken. They are now Chippa. Oh, now they're just Chipa. Oh, now they're Chia. Well,
I'm sure they will fix this shortly for us.
Hopefully. I love seeing Chipsa. Or if they could just make it Chips, that would be great. Just Chips. Oh, now it's she. Long eye.
Thank you for the God bless you. I'm muting every single time I've sneezed now.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Crimson's got me.
Yes. Thanks, pal. I'm too busy commentating if their chips is gonna be right. Very important part. Game changing. Excuse me.
And we have a chat bug.
You do see Rusha Rose coming in? Rusha and Alexa Mori coming in for AJ and Moonlight Omega. Lily and Demo have chat bug, the DPS. That is tough. That's a tough one. Wait, It's now chips. It is chips.
But we have chat bugs. They have to go in and out. I'm paying
No.
attention. I'm paying attention to who goes into what position, though.
Darn it. We had chips. For Nova, it's just kind of ooh. They're all O's. Ooh. Sucker bees on a different Torg icon. Important. Ah, another one. Chips. Oh, it's Chipsa. They've done it. They've done it again. As you can tell, I love doing my job. I do love it. It's very much fun. Especially when I get to yell Chipsa. It's my favorite part. Do we have chat bug on Nova as well?
I think Sai said he had one.
Sai does have chat bug.
We just put him out, so maybe that hopefully fixed it.
Alright,
Hey,
we
it
are
didn't-
all good.
No, it did not fix it. Nova still has.
No. I just want to see Junkrat play on Anubis. Ooh, I am running out of energy.
It is getting fairly late at night.
Commentating also just takes a lot of energy out of me.
All right, so we have goods. We have a ready.
We have readies from both teams. We did get a ready from Dylan earlier. So we
I
should
want
be
to just
good.
make sure. Just in case anybody walked away. That does happen sometimes.
Honestly, if you're Duck Duck Dive, win condition, villain on tank. Bam.
Now entering the Temple of Anubis.
We do go into Temple of Anubis, a 2CP map, and we all know everybody loves those. Especially you, Jibba. Don't you love Paris?
Paris is my favorite map for 2CP. It's not a good map, it's not a balanced map, but when you can take first point on your first attack, that feels amazing. And or when you can hold first point to the full limit, that feels amazing. When you can take second point on your first attack, that also feels amazing. It's
Yeah,
not
but, like,
good,
if-
it's not balanced. But
Here's the thing about Paris, though. It's either you get an insane attack and you roll them, and it ends up going to like 8 rounds, or you get full held every time. And
just get
that's
good.
a lot. But Paris is just the map architecture. It's so hard to push point A because there's only one place you can really go through until
I
you can
don't-
actually split apart. And once you actually get through that tiny choke, you get spammed.
You can argue that about
It's-
Anubis right now.
Yeah, but like Anubis, you can get through the tiny choke and move to the left faster and move to the right faster. With Paris, there's a right door immediately, but you can't really continue on right.
Gotta time your Lucio speed. But from these two
It's a lot of
teams,
work.
we already see a lot of
gets
ults built from
picked.
Alexa.
Early. Dylan gets picked way early with that Junkrat mine, and you do see a rotation from Duck Duck Dive taking the high ground pin onto Dark Randall. That Zarya does fall low, able to stay alive, but Zuckerbeast gets picked off by Elixir Mori. Elixir Mori basically has the tire already. That could be huge if Duck gets stuck here. Our Demo still trying to work on the tire. Elixir Mori taking this flank go on the Junkrat, just pouring in shots. Has the tire, looking to set up for it. Mori right under them, waiting for Villain to get there, and Dark Randall, so he doesn't get picked. So the tire doesn't get picked off by her. Safety foam is on the end though. That is something that I want to see. Oh no, they're all bunched up in a corner too. If Mori rips tire here, it could be game over. But they do all drop. They do spread out. Tire does come in still, looking for a target. Beat drop from KDB. Tire gets exploded, gets nothing. Our Demo gets for J-Rod. Rusha Rose. She is picking off everything. You see Elixir Mori though pick off KDB, Dark Randall, and it's Nova pulling off very big hold.
Elixir did a really good job of building up a lot of ult there, but I really liked the beat that we saw from KDB that was able to kind of save the team there. Negate the tire that Elixir had sent out. Did also bait out the ult from J-Rod, caused them to use that in that corner. So really, we see all the damage even.
Oh, the da coming in, gets KDB before the res gets off, and Dr. Dive doesn't even get to push through choke. Like, fight ends before it begins. But you do have Rishuros coming back from spawn, though. You could capitalize off of that, but probably gonna be there pretty quickly, as Reaper has the cooldowns to get there pretty fast. Ardemo though does have the tire. Can they get a quick opening pick here to open it up? Ardemo just kind of staying in the back line. The Matrix is used, and oh no, oh no, no, this is, oh, it's absolute terror. Elixir Mori gets 2 with the Junkrat and has tire again.
But I think Duck Dive have a lot of ult advantage coming into this fight, and if they just kind of can properly stagger them here coming in, they're going to have almost 5 ults online for this fight.
Yeah, that is something that will happen. That is something that will be available. Elixir Mori using the tire early, doesn't get anything. Night Raven approaching at Reaper ult. Or Demo might want to rip the tire here. Not going to. J-Rod gets nanoed, pops a shatter, doesn't get anything. Shatter is bigger from Killerbot. You just see KDB coming in on the Brigitte. Zuckerbee's on the Zarya. Zuckerbee's getting 3. Elixir Mori in this room just trying to stay alive. KDB taking the 1v1 though. Killerbot does come to help, and so does Villain. Elixir Mori overwhelmed, and that will be Ducker Dive taking point A with no time really left. But you have 3 minutes now. Do you have Ardemo still with that tire, and Zuckerbee's with the grab? You could see a grab tire coming in here. You do have a Death Blossom also from Lily Night Raven, and a tire from Nova, and that might be it. You do have a grab though coming up as well. Risha Rose just trying to get the.
Wanna wait till you see that BAP and Mortfield come out before you grab tire.
Yeah.
You know they're gonna wait for that.
That is a for sure. Maybe they won't even use Immortality Field till that grab tire comes through. So they might just have to pick off that, oh, you saw a grab tire come in from Nova and it got nothing because of the Immortality, and Immortality gets taken out by Zuckerbee's tire, gets nothing from Ardemo. Elixir Mori gets 2 on the Junkrat. Dark Randall on the Zarya, in a window used late by Sidelmia, probably not needed, but you do charge up the bat ball pretty fast, so we'll see what happens.
Really nice to see that Duck Dive waited out as much of that as they could. They waited until that Babel or the Immort field was almost down. They did use grab and hammer down really well there. Unfortunately, Lily on the Reaper did get caught with low health and tried to ult but was taken down. So happy to see them on this Hanzo instead now.
You do see Rusha with the Reaper ult here. She might be looking for a big ult if they can get it. Shatter comes through from Killerbot. It's big, but Rusha Rose on the Reaper gets 2 with the Death Blossom before they can follow up with the Shatter. Ardima though on point gets 2 with the Junkrat. J-Rod coming back to help. Ardimo gets 3. Ardimo on the Junkrat proves to be something. The DPS of Duck Duck Dive still fighting. But the spawn advantage for Nova, I mean, is too big. Tyre comes through, gets no one. They fade before they can get taken down. Killerbot comes back on the Reinhardt. Duck Duck Dive is taking this fight apparently. You see Killerbot backing up though, maybe just using that shield to back up the team and not be a reinforcement. Killerbot though approaching that, or not approaching the Shatter, that is J-Rod, my bad. Might Raven does have the dragons though. Maybe a grab dragon's coming up, second base can charge it. Coalescence used just to keep the team alive. Shatter comes through, gets 5! But the Junkrat mine blows them all away! There's no follow-up, there is follow-up actually, but they are lucky to get that follow-up, honestly. I think that mine into that Shatter really does ruin it. The 5-man Shatter there, and they all kind of get spread out from a Junkrat mine. That is not what you want to see if you're a Reinhardt player like me. Window does come through, maybe just to make sure they can't really touch without with their living bodies. Dragons comes through, but it's not gonna be much. No one can touch, and that was something.
Score 0-1. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Alright. You do see a point A take, but no point B take for Duck Duck Dive, so they have to pull a full hold here, or not even a full hold up. Almost full hold. Mostly a full hold. I think it's possible. You do have a possible double shield here with Killerbot and Zuckerbees. Villain plays Anna, pretty sure. KDB can play Bap. You do see a Rhine and Marissa come in here, and a dive from Nova. Whoo! Except for they're running a Moira. I don't know if that's gonna be the case though. But you never know. You never know. But if you are catching up with the other game before this, Valhalla loses to Corgi Corp. Right before this match. So if you were watching that and you came here after that, good on you. And if you didn't, still good on you. Killerbot though gets the shield melted instantly by that echo, but not really much of a problem. He's just put it back up. The dive comes through from Dark Randall though, and Rusha Rose kills Killerbot almost immediately. That is no Orisa for this full hold. That is big. A main tank down. Dark Randall gets Night Raven. Villain gets taken down on the Baptiste. Alexa Mori on the far gets rid of that. Safety Foam gets KDB. Killerbot does get a pick on Arusha Rose though. You do see Alexa Mori taking down Killerbot. And if Nova caps this point here, they officially win the match. And they do. That is Duck Duck Dive out. They have a chance at winning maps for map differential purposes, but they don't have a chance at winning.
Nova still needs to take first point on this. I think if they don't get anything.
It's a draw if they hold. It's a draw if they hold though.
Is it?
Yeah. Because they didn't get a tick.
Oh, I thought they got a tick, but that's my bad.
Yep, they were close. What? No. Okay. Villain does take down Dark Randall, but J-Rod with the mines gets 2. Gets 3 from J-Rod on the ball, and that is 3-0 for Nova. And they are looking quite strong. Whew, that was That has to be heartbreaking for Duck Dive. They were very strong at the end of that point A attack, and then just couldn't carry the momentum through. Just a very sad thing to see, but they can still win a map here for map differential purposes to help them have a late season stretch to make playoffs, but not looking great right now.
All right, do you mind asking them about swaps?
Oh, yeah. You do see Rialto coming in, which is a pretty strong Widow map. Oh, that was rough. No, dog. He's a dog. You do see no swaps, it looks like, from either team yet, but for Rialto, you do see Adamantium come in on DPS for Duck Dive, and you see Haley come back in for KDB, and Dionysu comes in for our demo. No swaps, it looks like, from Nova yet.
All right, so let's get that. Billy and Haley. I did not get this right.
Something, and it's Daddy instead of Katie on
Yep.
DPS.
I'm working on it.
Something that you didn't see from Nova, and you also messed up the names.
Shush. I'm gonna fix it.
Gonna fix it all. Sidomia. Something I'm surprised we haven't seen is Sidomia on tank. We did see Sidomia on tank against KO, and he did really well, but I guess if you have Dark Randall and J-Rod being such a strong tank line that they are right now, you don't need to worry about that.
Thank you, Crimson.
What are they spelling out now? Chipsifa?
That might be the closest we have.
Ah, there we go. It can't be the
I was
closest.
gonna say,
Yeah,
I was just
Shanghai
about
is
to
an
ask,
automatic unlock.
I was gonna ask, do I need to switch Haley and, Billy so that they could get that all right? Oh, I gotta
You
swap the
can't
teams.
not have chips. It's a necessity.
No, I had the teams right. You just missed. Oh, why didn't it fix for them? Why did Duck Duck
I was
Duck
gonna
not
say,
fix? I typed it out.
Why
And
you do
it's-
this game?
It's map 4. This is where we have problems.
Mm.
There we go.
Rialto has been buggy as of late, so we will see what happens. Hopefully Rialto works. I mean, it worked for me yesterday, so
It worked in the game that we casted last night. If it does not work, we will be going to Dorado.
gotcha. You see Chicky going for J-Rod.
Yep, I'm making those changes now.
Gotcha. Rusha and Moonlight and Sidonia Safety. I always see all the pictures of people's pets, and I'm like, I should post my dog more, because I have adorable dogs.
We love pet photos in the league. Speaking of, I'm gonna post mine.
I have 3. Well, I have 3 dogs I've taken photos of. One of them is my sister's. And he's the youngest, and the smallest, and the cutest. What's good about having a pug is that he's got a super smushed face. But he's a pug mixed with a beagle, so his face is supposed to have a long snout, but a smushed in one at the same time. So it's like out, but like, it's hard to explain. It's great though. As you do see, Nova rolling in with Chicky and Dark Randall, maybe a double shield from Nova. Actually, it's gonna be AJ instead of Chicky. I mean, AJ's a good hit scan, so I'm guessing maybe a Ryan Zarya here with Dark Randall and Ryan and AJ on Zarya, because Zarya is a very tracking oriented hero when it comes to the primary fire. Same take line from Dark Duck Dive that they've been running all game. Adamantium comes in probably to play he does play a lot of Zarya though. I'm surprised he's not on the DPS line. But they do also play Hanzo and Reaper, so that could be why. Now we see Chicky instead of Randall. And now, if we look at AJ and Chicky, Chicky will most likely be playing Ryan or Orisa. AJ will most likely be playing Zarya, unless AJ wants to run Ryan and Chicky wants to run Diva, which worked so well on Ilios. So Nova's all over the place. Their tanks are constantly changing. I like it. Keeps you guessing. Alright, we do have ready from Nova. And Dr. Dive, so we're gonna head right in.
Welcome to Rialto.
Rialto, you do see Widow played here, so could see a Widow from Omega? Maybe Adamantium if he wants to maybe flex a Widow because he plays Hanzo. Chance of that.
Ready for battle.
Love seeing some ball play.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Yeah, you just see AJ on the Wrecking Ball, Orisa Ball, not a combo you see often, but it is a combo.
For this first point, it can be super utilized. Just it's as good as like Orisa Hog.
I just think Orisa Hog's better. I just like seeing hooks. I just like Roadhog. He's such a fun hero. But you do see a Ryan Zarya from Dr. Dive with Dad Needs You on the Junkrat, Adamantium on the Hanzo, Haley on the on the Lucio, and Villain on the Anna. As you see a right rotation from Dr. Dive, avoiding all the boops. A pull though, almost got Villain off. Safety foam gets picked off by Adamantium almost immediately with that Hanzo. Huge pick. Chicky getting back down by Killerbot, and Duck Dive pulling in strong here on Rialto. That is, Risha Rose just jumps into the water, takes a dive, and Omega gets the pick on a Needs You, but that's not gonna be enough for Nova to be able to turn the fight around.
I liked that aggressive rotation and push there from Duck Dive though.
Adamantium gets another pick on the Hanzo. Villain gets pressured by the Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball does fall low though, is able to get out. AJ slipping out of there with the Wrecking Ball. Adamantium picks off Risha Rose again. Adamantium on this Hanzo is doing work. You just see the tanks pushing up real aggressive on this Orisa, knowing that Orisa can't really solo tank against the Ranzaria. It's very hard. Shatter comes through, only knocks down safety foam. AJ gets caught in the back with as the ball. Dragons come through, limiting Chicky from pushing back and getting Sidomia. Duck Dive is rolling through point A as Moonlight Omega does pick off Adamantium, but yet again another pick that doesn't turn the fight around.
This
Oh no,
is the
AJ
Duck
in
Dive
trouble.
we wanted to see all night, and this is the kind of team that I know that they are. So really happy to see this right now.
Yeah, you just see a whole new aggressiveness. I see, like there are a lot of fights where they get too aggressive, or one hero would get too aggressive, and the rest of the team would stay passive. Their whole team is getting in aggressive there, and it's working. Adamantium on the Hanzo has been popping off. Maybe put him in earlier. He may have had a couple map wins. Moonlight Omega though does get rid of Adamantium though with the dynamite. Killerbot still swinging though. Bob comes in, just leaking in damage from the back. Zuckerby's not able to get rid of him. Omega pops him in the head. Tire comes in from Daddy Two, gets 3!
Tire.
And that's Duck Dive, I think, winning the fight because of that tire. Omega though still on the high ground behind on the Ashe. Risha Rose on the Pharah. This could be Nova actually turning it around. Moonlight Omega gets picked off by the Hanzo. I don't think that actually will be Nova's fight. As wait there, getting the reinforcements faster than Duck Dive though. Adamantium gets picked off by the Pharah. And yup, Duck Dive will be stopped here, but they do get that extra point cart push because of that 3-man tire.
Nope.
There's a huge tire. Whew. And Risha Rose gets 2 off the map. Both supports are gone. Another dive into the lake. This time it's Villain and Haley. You see Danny just switches to McCree, and Adamantium switches to the Ashe. Just trying to get maximum counters to that Pharah. Moonlight Omega gets caught on the high ground. A great rotation from Duck Duck Dive, getting a huge pick to start it off. You just see Nova trying to play a little bit back now. They do not have an Ashe, but Ashe does have a good high ground there to come back from spawn with. So let's see if Duck Duck Dive can win this fight before the Ashe comes back and puts in work. Huge shatter from Nova. Rusha Rose with the barrage gets 3. The barrage, a very punishable ult, but if used right, it can get massive picks. And that's exactly what Rusha Rose does. And still chasing him down. Moira Orb comes in, not getting anything, but Rusha Rose gets another pick. And oh my goodness!
Bob, do something.
Bob comes in, gets counterpinned, but Moonlight Omega with no shield, that Ashe can just punish. But Bob taking a nap on the battlefield, no problem. You see Killerbot on this Reinhardt approaching the shatter. That's really, and the nano from Villain. This could be a big combo if they can use it well. Killerbot trying to bait Chicky's shield down for the shatter. Gets nanoed, swinging past their whole team. Doesn't get the shatter yet though. Has the shatter now. Uses it, gets a lot. Knocks down 3. Chicky goes down almost instantly with it. But the beat does come through from Haley to keep the rest of their team alive. You just see AJ just trying to focus down Zuckerbees on that Zarya, making sure they might have a win chance here. Moonlight Omega on the McCree, putting in work. Zuckerbees on the flank, gets taken out. Villa gets taken out. Wait, Nova might be able to hold this here, and they do. Adamantin picks off Rusha Rose, but not a big enough pick to change the fight. And Nova comes back from being down 2, I believe, and that was a very big play from, I believe, Rusha Rose just staying alive on the far, keep looking in damage. Moonlight Omega coming back on the McCree, just putting in shots. And wait, Daddy Needs You maybe looking for a back cap here. No, he's just gonna stand back there, wait for a hack. Oh, spots Moonlight Omega, does get the hack off actually, but Moonlight Omega with the accuracy. Zuckerbees gets a pick on Chicky. Grab comes through, but the beat drop. And Rusha Rose gets another 3 before getting slept. Adamantin Bob gets a pick on the AJ, but it's not going to be enough to counter Rusha Rose's 4 on the Pharah. I don't think so. Daddy Needs You, though, is going to be able to touch the point on the Sombra. Maybe, or there's too many obstacles. He is going to be able to touch it, push it back a bit. He does get countered. Spotted by Sidomia in Rusha Rose. Haley doesn't actually get the touch. Counterpin comes through. Grab though from Zuckerbees trying to get a pick here. Coalescence from Sidomia gets Haley. High Noon gets Animetum quickly before the Tracer can get too much stall. And that is going to be Nova holding at the end of point B.
Score 0-1. Switching sides. Initiating match.
We are going into the defense from Duck Duck Dive, which hasn't been their best. So
But we
let's see.
We saw an amazing attack from them. I think we can see just an aggressive defense from them too, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you could see a very good comeback from Duck Duck Dive. Sorry, I had to take a second to breathe there. I'm running out of breath from talking so much, doing play-by-play, because there's so many plays happening. It's just one after another. You can't stop, really. But you do see a hog, pulled pork from Duck Duck Dive, which is Hogarissa. You see a Junkrat McCree from the DPS, and another Lucio Enna, and the double aerial attack from Nova. You see Rusha Rose taking main, and wait, Haley hiding. does get spotted, they are trying to get out of that fight immediately before it gets picked up by the Echo, but they do. Dionysius takes out Risha Rose. Sidomia almost does get the res before dying. Doesn't die actually. Very close to it though. Big pull. Zuckerbees pulls off Chicky. Chicky gets hooked off map. Risha Rose though, raining in rockets. Moonlight Omega on the Echo is going off. Good God. That's one for the highlight books right there. And Zuckerbees gets taken down by AJ. Adamantium gets taken down by AJ, and then Nova just pushing the cart here. No struggles really there. I mean, you saw Chicky get hooked off map, but that's really the only pick that Dr. Dive got that could have changed the fight, really. You just see AJ booping off Zuckerbees. Oh, that is a huge pick. Point A might be theirs. You're already down one. Moonlight Omega copies the Moira in the back line. Mines come through from AJ just to prevent a touch. Killer Bot gets pulled off. All the environmental kills for Nova this map. It's insanity. I think that's 5 for them? 4 or 5, I believe, for Nova. You just see Moonlight on this Echo just stalking Adamantium. He is gonna get the heal stuff from Vil to, you know, be able to go into a fight with it. Oh no, Moonlight gets slept, and Dionysius capitalizes off of it. That's a big pick for Dr. Dive. Sidomia went for the res, does get baited away by Dionysius. Tyre comes in, gets nothing. Safety foam though on this. Oh, bye pipe, both of them. He gets sent. AJ getting the 5th environmental kill, I believe, for or not Duck, Nova, but Adamantium picks off Sidomia. That's no mercy to heal both of the DPS. AJ coming in on the Wrecking Ball, does get trapped and taken down by Dionysius. It is going to be Zuckerbees switching to a Wrecking Ball of his own here. Probably just came back to stall point, but not really needed. But they're going to stay on it. Adamantium, though, has the High Noon and the Supercharger from Killerbot. This could be a big combo here. You just see Haley. They do have the Coalescence to keep their team alive. See if they use it. Adamantium looking in shots from that left side, trying to pick off Omega before the fight starts. Omega going to fly at him. Supercharger comes through. High Noon. Oh, it doesn't get him. And AJ and Rusha Rose are cleaning up on cart. It's just Killerbot left. You see High Noon coming in from Moonlight Omega just to kill Villain. And no touch from Duck Dive. Or it might be actually. I forgot the cart does have a bit to go. Zuckerbees on the Wrecking Ball will be able to touch. Haley pops a Coalescence just to keep Zuckerbees probably alive during that stall. Coalescence just putting in damage as well. AJ dropping down the pile, driver. Adamantium gets picked up immediately by Omega, and Killerbot before he can even make it to the point gets taken down. Rusha Rose gets filled. Moonlight gets another pick on the Haley, and it's just Zuckerbees spinning on cart, gets booped away though. Sidomia does get taken down by Dionysius. It could be winnable here. Zuckerbees gets taken down. Could Dionysius have a huge stall here? No. Adamantium can't touch, and it's gonna be a 4-0 for Nova. Whew. That was something.
Really good play of the game. I'm wondering if it's the one from behind cart or, yep, behind cart.
Double boop.
Oh, double boop.
Bye bye. That's when both the healers take a swim. It's been an exhausting day, guys. Come on, they gotta get quick dip in the pool.
Amazing damage blocked from Killerbot there, though, especially in like an 11-minute game. You could really tell Killer was doing the job that they needed to do as a main tank.
Yeah, you could definitely see that Duck Dive had the intentions of rolling the team. Their aggressiveness was matched by Nova, though, and I guess Nova's aggressiveness just proved to be more dominant, I guess. But that is going to be the match.
And that brings us to
MVPs.
the ever fun MVPs. Yep. What you thinking, my friend?
I'm gonna say Omega and Psy for healer MVPs and Killerbot for tank MVP.
So I can definitely agree with Omega on that DPS MVP. I do want to give like a little bit of a shout out to Rusha. Did really good, especially on that Pharah, and I think we saw them on Reaper. But also AJ on. We saw AJ kind of flex around in a couple of different roles. We saw AJ on Widow. We saw AJ on, I think, an Ashe. A couple of different things. Daddy did really amazing, as did Adamantum. Demo, I think we saw also on DPS.
Yes.
Just tonight, the DPS, honestly, on both teams really were popping off, doing a lot of of good all around. But honestly, my pick would be Moonlight. For tank, we did also. J-Rod was really high up there for me in regards to who I would want to go for tank MVP. Chicky, we saw do amazing per usual. Not surprised to see that. Like to see AJ's flexing that we saw. I do agree with Killerbot. I think a lot of the shielding we saw, a lot of the hammer downs, a lot of the ability to kind of prevent his team from getting 5-man shattered. We did see a couple of 2-man shatters, but I think Killerbot played really well. I would give it to Killer. Heals, like, we saw amazing jobs from Elixa, Sidomia, from Safety, from Villy, from Mystic Angel.
Haley.
Yeah, Haley. Like, honestly, I do feel just everybody played really well tonight. I know it's a 4-0 for Nova, but it does seem...
Doesn't seem like it.
It doesn't seem like it.
Even though it was a 4-0, it was a very close game.
Yeah. Like, there was... You never saw either team give up on any type of fight or get rolled. It was... Each fight was close. The ults were really utilized well. I can definitely agree with you. You know, I think Sidomia had some really good heals. We saw that on first game on Ilios. We saw it just now. Valerian everybody wants Chicky. Everybody always wants Chicky.
You gotta give it to Killerbot though.
I do agree.
He did phenomenal.
Especially because we saw Killer on Numbani change to that Winston, get some utilization from that Winston. He really actually quickly realized that he wasn't going to get further utilization from that Winston, so he switched right back to what he needed to. I have to go with, I agree with you, Killer, Moonlight, and Psy.
Yeah, I think that is a pretty, that is 2 times in a row where I have had me and the other caster commentator just instantly be like, yep, those are the MVPs. Those are the guys we want. Like, no, like, this guy and this guy both is equally as good, so I think we give it to this guy over this guy. It's just like, boom, we got the MVPs. We knew it right off the bat. And
I normally argue a lot, so.
Yeah. Good to agree on something.
Yes. But we do have games upcoming for tomorrow. So we've got like 3 things going on tomorrow. We have a Masters Showcase that's going to start about 5 p.m. EST. At 7 p.m. EST, we have Pepe Hands versus Blank Assassins for T1. And then we also at 9:30 EST have Tantalizers versus White Walkers. So really we hope we see a lot of you guys at all of those different games. I personally will be casting that showcase, but the other 2 games will be staggered properly and they'll be on the main account. The showcase will be on the secondary account. So hopefully we see you guys.
I'll be in the Tantalizers match. Be sure to watch me do my thing.
Thanks everyone for coming. Good night.
That's us.